I just asked AI to compute and predict the next 10 Super Bowl champions and MVPs. And I don't know if the NFL and its fan bases would survive this future. Starting with this year, and I've got some terrible news for everybody. AI has the Kansas City Chiefs completing the three-peat against the Eagles in about a week. The robot has Patrick Mahomes predicted to go for 275 yards and 2 touchdowns and win the Super Bowl MVP, and the Chiefs win it 27-24 over the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, no NFL fans want to see this actually happen in reality, so hopefully the robot's wrong. This would break the Eagles fans' hearts once again. I guess that'd be the only good thing that comes out of this. Although me personally, I don't have much hate for Eagles fans like the rest of the NFL fan bases. I guess the 49ers and Eagles fans can really relate when they both had lost twice to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl in recent years. It's like the exact same situations happening over. The 49ers lost, so what'd they do? They went and got CMC. They tried to become superhuman. What the Eagles do? They went and got Saquon Barkley. They tried to become superhuman, and neither worked out. I see the robot also has Patrick Mahomes rushing for 32 yards in this game. I really hope it's not on the last drive like last time. Like, what if the exact same thing happens? What does this mean for Andy Reid? I think he's going to keep coaching no matter what. But 2 players that I think are really contemplating retirement right now, and 2 players that really impact the Chiefs' chances at four-peating, not according to the AI, spoilers, is if Chris Jones and Travis Kelce retire after this game. If Kelce wins this game and then proposes to Taylor Swift in their beautiful love story, they need to just ride off and leave us all alone. We'd all appreciate it. And like I said, AI has the four-peat almost happening. The Chiefs get all the way back to the Super Bowl next year in Santa Clara for Super Bowl 60. It never ends for us fans of AFC teams. But then Jahmyr Gibbs puts a stop to it. The AI robot has the Detroit Lions finally winning the Super Bowl next year. And Jahmyr Gibbs being the MVP, going for 3 touchdowns and 150 all-purpose yards. I don't think anyone would argue with this. The Lions have waited 100 years for a chance to win a championship. They have been here for every single Super Bowl and never been to one. It would be the Lions to finally triumphantly end the Chiefs' reign. Yes, that would feel so good. That moment would be so beautiful to see Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson in the confetti. What would that feel like for Dan Campbell? This is predicting that the year after Dan Campbell loses both his coordinators, he goes and wins the Super Bowl. That would legitimize and establish Dan Campbell as a top head coach in the NFL for decades. Jared Goff would finally get his vengeance on that Super Bowl loss with the Rams. And my conspiracy theories about the Super Bowl logo that, if you guys don't remember, I started, will continue on for another year because next year's Super Bowl logo is rumored to be blue. Baby blue. I'm hoping it's the Chargers, not the Lions. The following year, the Super Bowl's coming back to my hometown here in Los Angeles, California. February 14th, 2027 will be a historic Super Bowl if AI is correct, because they have the Houston Texans defeating the Philadelphia Eagles 45-10 on that day. 45-10. An absolute blowout where CJ Stroud wins Super Bowl MVP and throws for 5 touchdowns while doing it. The exact stat line is 31 of 42, 387 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions passing. I assume Tank Dell's going to go off in this if this happens. I assume Nico Collins has to go off in this if this happens. I assume Stephon Diggs is still on this team in a couple years if this happens. DeMeco Ryans wins a Super Bowl out of that tree. This would be pretty fun. The Houston Texans win it here in LA, but what about my Chargers? AI does have my Chargers going to a Super Bowl in the next couple of years, but losing in Super Bowl 62 to the Chicago Bears. I don't think Keenan Allen will be playing in this game for the Bears or the Chargers. I don't think there's any chance. But damn, could you imagine that storyline for the Bolts? Go back to the Super Bowl to lose 21-13 to Keenan Allen? Please no. Says the MVP is going to be Caleb Williams, going 21 of 24. 3 incomplete passes, AI. 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also ran for 21 yards and a touchdown. So he scored all 3 of the Bears' touchdowns in this reality. Caleb Williams will never score 3 touchdowns on my Chargers defense. I'll tell you that right now. I assume Rome Odunze will become a Super Bowl champion in this game. Some key other players, maybe Jayon Johnson probably still be on the team. Like I said, Ben Johnson would have had to work out for us to get to this reality in just a couple of years. I mean, it's not super unrealistic that the Bears could have everything work out with Ben Johnson and be contending with the Lions in the NFC in the next couple of years. But please, let's not be predicting that my Chargers get to the Super Bowl and choke again and lose. All right, for the next Super Bowl, I'm going to have to ask you all to take a seat. You're not going to want to hear this. People, please do not dislike the video. This is AI's predictions, not my predictions. I would never predict this. If I had a time travel machine to actually go into the future and see the future, and they said that this was what was going to happen for 100% fact, people, I would lie to you. I would not tell you the results to save you. The pain and suffering that this computer is trying to put us through. AI has the Kansas City Chiefs winning Super Bowl 63, beating the Commanders 38-24. Poor Jaden Daniels gets all the way to the Super Bowl and loses to Patrick Mahomes, who was not the predicted MVP of this game. CeeDee Lamb was predicted to be on the Chiefs and the Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 63. Super Bowl 64, the 49ers are predicted to make it back to the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, to lose 21-19 to the Kansas City Chiefs. And this time, Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. And you're not going to believe this. Super Bowl 65. AI has the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl and CeeDee Lamb now defeating the Dallas Cowboys 27-0 to three-peat again. I don't think the computer realizes what it's doing when it does this. I'm assuming that just because of what's happening now, maybe it just is saying this is going to happen in the future. I can't live in a world where CeeDee Lamb even goes to the Chiefs. I can't live in a world where the Chiefs win another three-peat. It's already bad enough AI has them winning next year's AFC title game. Also, I didn't want to finish the video until I looked at the next Super Bowl champion. AI has your Los Angeles Chargers and my Los Angeles Chargers getting back to the Super Bowl 4 years later and defeating the same opponent that beat them in the Super Bowl. According to AI, the Chargers will win their first Super Bowl over the Chicago Bears in Super Bowl 66. So I just have to wait like 7 more years. When Justin Herbert's 32 and Jim Harbaugh is 68. Khalil Mack will be retired. I assume Derwin James will be retired. Maybe Ladd will still be on the team. Some of these other youngsters that none of you guys know about that only I know about. But what's crazy is the MVP of this game is predicted by AI to be Ohio State wide receiver Jeremiah Smith. I mean, that's the only Jeremiah Smith I know. Going for 13 receptions, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving, and the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. I don't know how Justin Herbert wouldn't be the Super Bowl MVP if this receiver has this kind of stat line. I guess literally he has to score the game-winning touchdown. The next year, Super Bowl 67 is won randomly and predicted by the AI, the Archie Manning-led Colts. AI has Archie Manning going to the same team that his uncle Peyton played for all those years. And AI has a second quarterback only throwing like 3 incompletions in the Super Bowl. They have Arch Manning going for 30 for 33, 302 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Real realistic AI. And I'll tell you the worst part. The final prediction of this 10-year projection. AI might have picked the worst possible team to give a Super Bowl last. First, before you forget, make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications on. You never met me before? Hi, I'm NFLMike, an NFL content creator that makes NFL videos on all 32 teams, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and twice on Sundays. If you are an NFL fan, you will love the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for helping us hit 15 and 16K. And then make sure you like the video and comment your Super Bowl prediction this year. I'll be shouting out a few people who get it right in future videos. All right, the final prediction that AI laid out. 10 years from now, which means after this Super Bowl, 9 Super Bowls from now, this robot is predicting the Las Vegas Raiders to win the damn Super Bowl. I am not a fan of these predictions. I'm not a fan of these predictions at all. And maybe this is a prediction as well. The robot has Shadur Sanders as Super Bowl MVP, going 22 of 30, 248 yards, a touchdown, and 50 yards rushing. And the Raiders beat the Bucks, the team that they lost to in the Super Bowl in 2002. 13-10. Seems like it's gonna be a boring one. Oh my gosh. This means Lamar Jackson doesn't win a title. This means that Josh Allen doesn't win a title in the robot's reality. I mean, maybe Joe Burrow's still searching for a title if his prime is still going by then. Eagles make it multiple more times with Hurts, but don't ever win one. And it's like the same team stay in the hunt. The 49ers, the Chiefs, and the Eagles. It's like this AI robot is taking information off the last couple of years and just copying it. The question is, would I take this? My Chargers finally win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years, let alone in my lifetime. I was just rooting for it to happen before I die. But in order for the Chargers to win the Super Bowl, the Chiefs have to three-peat again. And the Raiders have to win the Super Bowl, which is worse than the Chiefs three-peating again. I don't know. I'll say this for all my friends that are Raiders fans out there. I'd go 1 for 1. I'd give the Raiders their 4th for the Chargers just to get there first. Here's the full list of the next 10 winners. Comment whether or not you think you could survive this future as an NFL fan. And what will happen in the next 10 years? I guess sooner rather than later. The AI won't lie. That was a good one.
Bill Flames, I went Mike on the mic. With something brand new, one time for your mind. He gave you fair warning. Now it's time to smack him in the mouth with that raw sports talk from the town. Sweet chin music to your favorite sportscaster.